Holla holla, it's your boy George Billionaire. It's that time, Monday morning, Monday afternoon. It's that time where we're on our way to Capital 100.4 FM, the best place to be on a Monday, especially to get charged up. Now this life is about making your goals become reality. And right here with me in the car is my son's medal. It's Gabriel, and he was in South Africa and he got a medal. Him and his brother are coming back today. But I love how they have big goals and big dreams, and this is what we're going to be talking about today. In life, you've got a chance and a choice to make your dreams become reality. But if your excuses are bigger than your dreams and your goals, you'll never actually ever have silverware. You'll never have accomplishment of things. You'll never have anything tangibly work for you because you make your excuses bigger than what it is you want to do. So do not make excuses bigger than your dreams and your goals, because in this life, I don't remember somebody who ever got an award for making excuses, or somebody who ever made it because they had bigger and better excuse than anybody else. But today, on Hustle Hard, we're going to be talking about don't make your excuses bigger than your dreams and your goals. Tune in, subscribe, watch all the videos on Hustle Hard, watch all the school run diaries. Make sure you click subscribe, the bell notification. Go and like and comment on all the videos we've done over the many years, and that'll make me feel a little bit better about doing these videos for you. Holla holla, it's your boy. Let's go.
It is Capital 100.4 FM Harare's Heartbeat. Thank you so much for choosing us. I am not alone today. We have George Billionaire with us in studio, getting into the conversation. Hustle Hard. So good morning, afternoon. Where's afternoon now?
Holla holla. Just precious.
I thought you were going to finish the whole thing.
It's your boy, George Billionaire. On Capital 100.4 FM, the most amazing station in the land that gives you something to look forward to every single Monday. And as always, we know the PIE of this show. We're here to provoke, inspire, and equip all listeners far and wide so that they can become the best version that Elohim, the Most High God, created them to be. Just precious, how you keeping this Monday?
I'm alright. How was your weekend?
Weekend was amazing. It's great to see. Congratulations to Kirsty Coventry
True.
on this amazing achievement, not only for the country, but also just to show that, you know, we can all do it. Women can do it too. But this is a great accomplishment, and you know, there were so many people who were supposed to be elected. So it's a huge thing for us. So as Zimbabwe, we're super proud of Kirsty Coventry and how she is representing Zimbabwe. You know, she was an amazing swimmer. My kids are swimmers, so I love the fact that, you know, sport does take you somewhere.
True.
And it's great to see all the accomplishments that she's making. So congratulations to our minister, Kirsty Coventry, for flying the flag high. And very proud. I think everybody from far and wide is looking at Zimbabwe right now because of this appointment. And I can tell you that the Olympic Committee is going to be something else with her heading it, because of the vast experience and exposure she has. So that's great. So congratulations to her. And this weekend, to me also, I had an amazing time. You know, I'm always learning every single time I meet different people. And I've had the privilege to meet, you know, some traders from downtown. And it's amazing. Do you know how many people actually listen to this program? It's amazing. You know, they've downloaded an app called Radio Garden, which makes listening to this show possible on your mobile device. So, you know, I was like, really? They're like, yeah, all 5-6 of us, we sit around between 12 and 1, and we are looking forward to listening, because the things you're talking about is what we are going through. So I was with some people over the weekend, and it's great to see that. It's amazing where some of these shops are. Some are deep downtown. And you know, they were telling me about excuciticis, don't give up. George, every time you're telling us, make a plan, don't just rely on one stream of income. The other one was formally employed, their job finished, and they started hustling. So it's great to see that people are taking action. And this is the core mandate of this show. We want people to be goal-oriented. We want people to be action-oriented. This show is not just to motivate. No, we're not here to motivate or to tickle your ears so that you think, wow, that was very inspiring. Because every Monday it is just that. But for the past 2 years, if all you have done on this show is just heard, nodded your head, watched the podcast, watched the videos, watched the live, if that's all you've done, and you're like, wow, George, some good insights. Hustle hard, a good show. That's not actually what it's about. Because there are other people who are taking steps and are doing things. So it's good to, for me, I think the best legacy ever that I'm going to leave behind, which is far more important than money, is this that we are giving people free on air, so that people can actually get some form of mentorship so that they can become great. Because I believe that people are here for a specific purpose and mandate, and people are here to become great. And if we do not become people of purpose and people who actually apply what we hear, we will never become what God purposed us to be. So big shout out to all those who are always listening, to those who are tuning in. Make sure you call somebody to come on now and actually listen to the show. Like I said, to people who are not in their cars, who are not in their offices, download that little app and called Radio Garden, and it will show you all radios across the land. Click that and it will be able to assist you to tune in to any radio station and listen in whilst you work. So today, the topic for today, it's amazing. We're going to be talking about something that has held so many people back, and we've spoken about it a couple of times on the show. And this one thing is the number one reason that all of us are probably not where we're supposed to be. And we're currently in the month of March, and 3 months have nearly gone by, 90 days out of the 365 days. And you'll find that people are not able to execute certain things in life because they have made the excuses bigger than their goals. Now, our topic today is going to be talking just about that. Making your goals bigger than your excuses. And if you see that already, Tamuna March, and you don't have goals, you don't have something that you want to physically achieve, that you've set your mind to say, this is what I want to do, and we're in the month of March, you need to really take some time alone to say, wait a minute, and just now Ringeratopera for sure. But what have you done in this year? What are you planning to do this year? So I think, at the beginning of the year, we did say, let's set goals. What do you want to do? And on Hustle Hard, if you don't know where you are going, anywhere will do. I'll repeat that again. Chero is going to be okay with you. And if you live a life like that, a life without direction, a life without purpose, a life without targets, if you're just shooting in the dark and you don't have a target, you won't ever reach anything in life. So this is why we want today to get to the basic concept that you cannot make your goals not as important, but you are prioritizing your excuses. So here's a question to everybody listening today. What is the biggest excuse that you have made that has made you stay where you are and stay in the comfort zone? Everybody has an excuse why they're not starting something, doing something, going the road less traveled. Everybody. Some of the excuses we hear is, I don't have capital, George. I'm too young. I'm not educated for this. There's so many people doing it. I don't think it'll work. You know what? Nobody in my family has ever done it. I'm a girl child. I grew up in the rural areas. I don't have a degree, master's, PhD, etc. What is your excuse that's holding you back? And that excuse is going to tie you down in many years to come when you actually realize, and that is the thing that has held so many people back. I look back at when I started my journey as an entrepreneur with Pro-Am. there were so many people who told me, you're too young to be the owner of an air conditioning company. Look at the industry. They are seasoned gurus. George, you don't even have educational things regarding air conditioning. But who told you that you need all that in order for you to start a business? I tell people all the time that if you look at some of the fast food outlets, the owner may not even know how to cook. But the thing, he has an idea, and he'll get people around him to execute the vision that he has. And that's the thing with life. So people have all these reasons and excuses, and this is what kills their dreams. And the moment we realize that the only thing that makes dreams come alive is when you wake up in the morning and actually start walking towards them and doing something deliberately. Otherwise, a dream will remain in dreamland, and it's a fascination in your mind. But a dream only becomes reality when you deliberately say, you know what, I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to start walking towards that thing and taking deliberate actional steps in order for us to achieve them. And I look at some of the greats here in the country of Zimbabwe. You know, Zimbabwe is a blessed land with the many challenges that we have as a country, which every other country, by the way, has. We think Zimbabwe is the worst place to be in. But if you go to whichever first world country you may think of, each country has its own problems. And only when you get there do you realize, wow, rentals are this much. In Zimbabwe, it was far better. Rates are this high. Loans are this much. But you'll begin to appreciate certain things. So in a country, wherever you're watching or listening to us from, where you have problems, the only thing that will kill your dreams is how much you uphold the thing called your excuse. And on Hustle Hard, we've called it excuciticis, a very horrible disease which many have gone to the grave with and have died full of potential, but never have realized anything tangible. We're in a state and a place where we are so quick to blame so many people. We will blame the president. We will blame the political party. We will blame the economy. We will blame anything. You'll even blame the weather for you not actually stepping out and doing what you're supposed to do. But if you at the end of the day, look at it, the only person that you can blame for where you are not at today is you. Because you and me woke up, we have the same time. You and me woke up, we have the same things that we want in life. But the only difference is that I'm willing to work hard towards the things I want to achieve. And yet you are very quick to put everything else aside and not take any action. And this is the reason why many people, many listening to us today, are going to realize the shocking truth of especially how fast technology and all these things are moving at. And very soon replacing the thing that you so boldly hold on to, which is called your job. When it's too late, I could have made a plan. But what you had was an excuse, which was bigger than the plan you had, which is what caused your dream never to come alive. You know, I love the quote ya Miles Monroe, you know, Taura Kuti. Kumakuwa, the graveyard, is where it is the richest place on planet Earth. Because vazhinji vakafa without actually giving birth to things that they could have, because they listened to excuses, because they blamed other people. But what I love about that, especially when, like I've said before, when you sit down with the elderly people, I get so much refreshment from them, especially when I look at the things they said they could have done. One of the questions I ask the elderly generation is to say, what could you have done differently if you were my age? And I find that they would have been more daring. They would have just done it regardless, because they say, you know what, everything that I tried to do and I put in 100% effort in, I never came back without a result. But if you look at us today, we are not even willing to try. We are far more willing to give excuses, to give reasons why it won't succeed, rather than to think, wait a minute, what if it actually succeeds? because that's the thing that makes us very uniquely blessed in this generation, because we've got so much vast knowledge, wisdom. We've got shows like this which are promoting mindset change and promoting people to actually learn from others who have gone and made it. But the thing that is the stronghold with people is they hold on too dearly to excuses. They don't think positively. They think it won't work. Our entrepreneurship, this George billionaire guy is just going on and on and on, but nothing is going to change because, and I say to people this very simple thing: if you can't ever excel or win in your own mind, you will never win in life. If already in your mind it's set that whatever thing I'm going to try to do is never going to excel, exactly that is going to happen. Which is why the word of God says, be ye transformed as a man thinketh. If you see yourself and you believe you excuse so much, it's actually going to become exactly what you see in your mind. Whatever you uphold in your mind, if you see failure, you will become a failure. But if you see success and say, you know what, this might work. And I've said it on this show before that the greatest secret to success is a 4-letter word called failing, right? Fail. You fail yourself to success. Nobody ever got it right the very first time. If you look at all our prophets, our teachers, our business people, our sports personalities, they failed themselves to success for them to be where they are today. They didn't have excuses that I've never spoken in front of 20 people. They did it anyway. And then they learned, okay, I was stammering. They learned, I shouldn't have jumped like this. I should have done this. So they overcame the simple thing of excuses and they actually did something. Whereas with us, we uphold our excuse and it holds us back. It's like an elephant on a chain. It can only stay in a certain area, but yet you don't know the potential you have to actually pull yourself off that and become somebody else. But because you say, no, I just have a job, I don't have time, I won't have time, I don't have capital, those excuses later on in life are going to bind you. And I can tell you, I've been in business for a couple of years. Had I made an excuse, or had I actually entertained excuses from very close friends, very close family members, very close people around me, who made me want to believe the excuses. George, say entrepreneurship. Why don't you stay at your $300 a month job? Had I listened to them, George, you're not even qualified for this. You're not even educated enough. All these are some of the people you are surrounded with yourself today, and you're listening to that. And if you keep listening to naysayers and people who are full of excuses and people who are always murmuring and complaining, like the Egyptians who were supposed to get to the promised land in 40 days, uchashika 40, 50 years without you actually having accomplished anything, because you are full of just that, murmuring and complaining. But on the other hand, there are people who are taking deliberate steps, trying where others are not, failing where others are not even attempting. But then sooner than later, you'll find in life, those who try will always learn and have an experience and a lesson compared to those who didn't. And you find the murmurers and complainers never actually have a story to tell other than ningakambozvita and it didn't work. It's not a personal experience. And they try and shun people to all remain the same. Which is why we talk about it on Hustle Hard as hanging around with chickens who are always clucking and are given food to eat. They never go and look for food. That's the difference between a chicken and an eagle. And chickens, not to offend anybody, but to provoke you, chickens are given food only as and when, right? Chickens cannot demand food. They are all fed at the same time, and that's like having a job, getting paid once a month. But an eagle is different. If it feels it needs to get food now, it will go up, fly, hunt, and go and get that food. And that's the type of lifestyle that we need to have. And people who are being fed have the biggest excuses. They're always complaining. It's not enough. It's not enough. But you need to get to a place where you don't complain, but you actually make self-provision by creating that side hustle, by creating something that starts small, and the more and more you do it, it grows to becoming something that now is supplying people. But as long as your excuses are full of these chicken-minded, low-level-minded people, and you are hanging around those people, nothing in you is going to change. So excuses will always kill and hold back your true potential. People cannot be full of excuses, especially in the time we're at right now. Because believe it or not, end of the month is coming. Bills need to be paid. Things need to be done. And you cannot excuse yourself to not paying rent or to pay your fees or to pay. You have to use money for that. So if you are going to be full of excuses, I can tell you you're not going to be in a very good state in years to come. But if you're somebody who says, these are the things I want to achieve, let me try, let me do something, you'll begin to see your life beginning to change.
Right, there's a message on the WhatsApp platform. Kuda says, this show played a part in encouraging me to start doing online international digital marketing to earn an extra income. Thank you so much, Kuda, for tuning in to Hustle Hard. So how can one set goals that align with our values and our priorities?
I love Kuda's feedback because this is one of the most important things. People can only align in a place where they are uncomfortable. And a place where majority of people are listening to us from, they think they're okay until the one day a call comes in from top management to say, Precious, thank you for your time, and we wish you the best. We now have somebody else coming on board. And at that time it will be a shock. Some will cry, some won't believe it, but it's actually reality. It has happened. So to somebody who can actually foresee, to say, you know what, yes, I've got a job, I've got a job, I'm just over broke, which is true. Everybody who has a job will understand this. It's not offensive, but it's just to tell you that the lifestyle you're living is just over. You're not comfortable. Yeah, you can pay your bills, you can live a steady life, but you're just over broke. But then when you're on the other side, you determine and you define the life that you want, because it's different. It's not governed. You're not paid at the end of the month only. You create the life that you want. And all people who have made it had to sacrifice the immediate to creating something that gave value to them later on. And this is the greatest fear of people, because they don't know where they're to work. But I'm telling you this today, and I've been privileged, like I've said before, to sit down with so many seasoned people in the country of Zimbabwe who are entrepreneurs, and some even abroad. The one thing that is important is this. They've always told me this very common statement in very different ways. That, George, a ship was never meant to be on the harbor. An aeroplane was never meant to be parked at an airport. A human being was never meant just to do the same thing over and over again. That's not the purpose of things that were created by God, especially for human beings. You were created to be multifaceted, to do so many things. But because you've been conformed by the educational system that you went through, to believe that no, unofana kwenda kuchikoro kuti unodzidza wana degree wenda kunoshanda. That mindset shift has to be changed from now on. Because if that's all you know, you're going to die the exact same way like many have before. But we're at a place now where you have to get uncomfortable, because that's where everything begins. When you start getting uncomfortable by the amount of money you're getting and making a plan, say, listen, I'm getting $600. Why don't I use $200 to reinvest into this business and start growing it slowly but slowly? And then you'll start saying, wait a minute, the $600 I'm getting at work, I'm actually making in 2 weeks off the side hustle. What if I gave the side hustle my full attention? Which is what a lot of people's biggest fears are. I've had many people. This morning we had a mentorship class at the GB mentorship class. We have that every Monday for some of those who are interested, and I can give my number at the end. A lot of people who are now part of the mentorship class, most of them have left their jobs and are actually doing something which is far more fulfilling, because majority of people, really speaking, are not happy with their job because it has become monotonous. It's the same thing. There's no growth. They've reached a cap in the organization. They're not going to go any further. But when you're doing your own thing and you're equipped and you're associating with the right people, you're getting referrals that are going to help your business to grow. There's so much more fulfillment in taking care of your personal baby that you gave birth to, and you're feeding them and you're using your relations to grow. That's why people mess it up, because they think, ndakatanga, I don't think it will work. And if you have that mindset at the beginning, you'll find you won't go far, because the greatest hindrance to many educated people not succeeding in entrepreneurship is this, that they have what is called a plan B. They've got something to fall back on. They've got that PhD, that master's. They want to go back to getting a job again because it failed. But to those who may not have, and this is the difference, if you see most, and I say most, people who are successful as entrepreneurs, they didn't have a plan B. It was either it's going to work or it's going to work. They gave it 100%. They did not have an excuse that, no, this is not going to work. They worked flat out to make that thing come to pass. And this is the difference between those who make it and those who don't. Giving it your all, not listening to the naysayers. Because for me, like I've said before, whoever you give your ear to, wherever you're getting information from, can either make you or destroy you. Because words are powerful, especially if you entertain naysayers. And naysayers are low-level minded people who are always murmuring and complaining, telling you, just stay at work. The message currently now in the whole wide world, you see there's a lot of empowerment, especially more so in Africa. And as a country of Zimbabwe, we're very privileged and empowered to actually begin. And I've said this on many shows before, that I've been to a couple of African countries. It is far easier to set up a business in Zimbabwe and actually run it and grow than anywhere else in Africa. I say this to some people who have traveled, they'll tell you, if you look at Zimbabwe, if you look at the town planning, the infrastructure, Zimbabwe is very well organized compared to other African countries. And people will only appreciate this when they leave and they go to other countries. Then they see, you know what, we might have our challenges, but at least we've got structure. At least we can start a business. You can register a company today and start operating 2 days later and actually start making a profit without any other requirements from banks, amount of money you need to have, partnerships you need to have, all these documentation and things. So the excuses we have, especially for those listening, are going to hinder you from becoming what you're supposed to be. And the moment you get rid of those excuses, I can guarantee you, you'll begin to live a far more fulfilled, purposeful life that God sent you to actually live.
Nkoma Sidi Maraja says, are there steps to take in order for you to set goals, and how do I achieve them?
I would love to say that it's a very simple thing. In life, what you want is what you get. And without wanting anything, you'll never get it. So to somebody who doesn't have a goal up until today about the things they want to achieve in this year of 2025, you're probably not going to get them. I love the word of God in Habakkuk 2 verse 2. It says, before you do anything, make the vision plain. In your repasi, have a goal and ambition to say, this is what I want to actually do and achieve. This is not faith. Faith is something else. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. That's different. But even if you want to build a house, the first thing you should do before you build is a plan. It doesn't mean you have the money to build the house. First and foremost, they want to see, they can only calculate the BOQs when they see the thing you want to achieve. So in 2025, if you don't have goals that you have set down and physically taken time to say things to do 2025, and you write those things and you stick them up, then urungora rama upenyunje chamuka inyama. And that's not a life of somebody who knows what they want to do. Even if you look at organizations, they have what are called targets, goals, the expected revenue they need to. Even as a country of Zimbabwe, we've got a GDP we are proposing to meet this year. So if you as an individual don't have that, or even as an organization you don't have that, you need to have a set target. I want to achieve this. So it begins by basically doing this simple thing. What do you want to achieve? Basic things. Start writing down. I want to have this, I want to do this, I want to achieve that. And when you do that, you'll begin to see Kuti. That's the first step. Because if you go online, the thing with people, they are not action oriented. They want all these nuggets. George, tell us the top 10 success principles. Tell us the things you need to do in order for you to succeed. You can get all these things. Some of you were at church yesterday. You said the word was powerful, but it's not powerful unless it is applied. That's when you begin to see deliberate change in your life. So let's not be hearers of this that we are saying, and let's start taking action and start doing these things and get rid of excuses.
All right, we are about to get to the news. Hans, hi. I started up some business since I began to listen to your programs, and these are some of the very important sayings I heard from you that keep inspiring me. The ones who win are those who would have run the race. Behind the door of your fears lie your fortunes. If you don't win in your mind, you don't win in the physical. A man who digs is better than the one who doesn't, because the former is bound to find something. That is Eunice. Thank you so much, Eunice, for that. And Ebenezer from Airport says, in life, don't be chamuka inyama type of person. What do you want to achieve? Be action oriented. So how do we get in touch with you? The number?
Right, so George Billionaire on all social media platforms, and my personal number 712-840-840.
All right, it is 1 o'clock and it's time for the news.
If yesterday didn't work out,